guys, Rebecca the Explorer here. Today is 3/21, 2017 time. It's 5:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you look over here on GeoNet, the time in New Zealand is approximately 10:43 a.m. Anyway, we're going to look today at the quakes that are happening here in New Zealand. And as you can see, this was yesterday, 4.6 at 6:09, 4.9 at 5:58, a 5.0, and then there was a quake that was down in here within 24 hours before that. Anyway, we're going to go back and I'm going to show you. This is everything that occurred within 12 hours time. So if you can see, we had the 3.2, we had a 3.7, a 3.7, a 2.7, a 2.4, and I expected that there would be 4.0 range activity over in here in this area. Also, as we were looking down in here, a 2.2 at 99, then we had a 1.9 at 67, a 2.9 at 122, a 2.2 at 177. So this one here, when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking around a 3.2 to a 3.5, and it would be over in this area. You have a 2.0 to a 103, that would be around a 3.0, possibly going this way or this way. Okay, now we're going to look at what occurred in the last day. This is since last night. So, this was since I did my last update. We had a 2.2. Which was right here. And if you remember, this is a salt mining area, Lake Grassmere. Then it was followed by a 2.9. Which is down here off of the river area. This is the Waiau River. That was followed by a 2.1. Which is over here off Hicks Bay. That was followed by a 1.9. Which is over here near Martin and Palmerston. That was followed by 1.3. Which is over here near Ruapehu. Ruapehu is a volcano. And get a good look at it. That was followed by a 2.0. This was back down here near Sudden. That was followed by another 2.0. Which was right here, and this is off of Rotorua. I'm going to say Rotor. Okay. The next one was a 2.3. Almost within the same location. That was followed by a 2.2 and then a 3.4. This 3.4 was down here at the end of South Island. That was followed by a 2.8 at 50 kilometers in depth, which is right in between both of the two islands in Cook Strait. That was followed by a 2.3. This is over here off of Tokomoro Bay. That was followed by a 2.2. Which is over here in Wampoto Bay. on a photo. The next one was a 1.8 at 63 kilometers in depth. This one is here by Wakatani. And you can see I've noticed 100, 63, 67, 57. I add these, that's 163, 50, 60, 74. So 174 and 163. So that's like 400 pounds of pressure right here. Then we had a 1.8, which was over here near Rotorua. That was followed by a 2.6, which is also down here at the end of South Island. Very mountainous. That was followed by a 1.7, which is coming into sudden area. That was followed by a 2.7, which is over here near Rakumura Forest. Now, what I had noticed before, when there had been one here, they had deleted it and had moved it offshore. So I don't know if that's the same as this case with this one, so I'm going to look at it. It's a 2.7 at 40, still in the same place. It's a good thing. Okay, the next one was a 2.5. This one is also near Lake Elterwater and Moorboard. The next one was a 3.1. I believe it's this one. Nope, it's this one. That was followed by a 1.7. In Hawke's Bay, which was followed again by another 3.1 in the same area. So we're moving up. That was followed by a 2.6. Which is over here, and I'm gonna say the word incorrectly probably. Kekupu. And that was followed by a 2.6. Back down here at Sudden, Clifford Bay. That was followed by a 2.6 offshore, in between both the islands, off of Clifford Bay. That was followed by a 1.9, which is on the other side of Blue Lake, Emerald Lake, and this volcano. This is really neat looking. Let me see if I can swing it around so you can get a good look at it. This is Red Crater National Park, Tongariro. You can tell by the red colors on it. I guess that's where they got the name from. That was followed by a 2.6, Sorry, I'm trying to make you dizzy here. Which is over here at Hawke's Bay. It's followed by a 2.2 on the other side of this line. Right here. That was followed by a 2.7 back down here at Clifford's Bay. So we can see from this that our swarm areas are Clifford's Bay, over by the volcano, and towards the north end Hawke's Bay area. The next earthquake was a 4.4. It occurred off land over here in Clifford's Bay. Now, what I'd noticed was because of these over here, you have the 111, 111, 2.0, 2.4. That would be added together 222 km of pressure. I believe that's what causes 4.4 down here, is 2 kilometers. 2 mags bigger. That was followed by a 3.2, which is here, which was followed by a 1.4 at 57 kilometers in depth. And this is also over here off of Takaha, which was followed by a 1.7 over here off Hicks Bay. That was followed by a 1.8 back over here at Sudden. That was followed by a 3.8 over here at Tocumwell Bay. Now that 3.8, when I'm looking, I'm thinking it's coming off of the 2.9 at 122 kilometers in depth, which took it up 1 mag. That was followed by a 3.0 which is right over here. And it's probably caused by the 2.4 at 79 kilometers in depth. It could have been caused by this 2.1, but I'm going to go with the 2.4. The next earthquake was a 2.4. And I was going to explain the reason I went with the reason I went with the one that is up here is it's a 2.4. I only added a half mag, not a full. This one here is a 2.1. So if I'm looking, I'm believing that it would be this one to transfer straight across. Next earthquake was a 2.2, which is also over here in this area. Let me get a good look. Very mountainous. Next earthquake was a 2.5. This occurred near Half Moon Bay and on the other side of the red line here. This is the transfer boundary. The next earthquake was a 1.5. This occurred here, and then a 1.5, which also occurred down towards Hawke's Bay area. Our next earthquake was a 1.6. This was down here near Ekatuhuna. That was followed by a 1.3. the same area, which was followed by a 2.8 at 135 kilometers in depth, which is here. Now most of the time when we see these, they come up and they hit down in this area, down this way. Now we also have this 2.6 at 192 kilometers in depth, so I'm thinking up to a 4.4, 4.5, which could have been responsible for the 4.4 down here, and you may still be looking for a larger quake here. It depends. The next one was a 1.7 at 81 kilometers in depth. The next one was a 2.3. This is over here near Kapiti Island. The next quake was a 2.1. Mount Culverton. Let's look over this way. We also have a water area here. And something I was noticing, some of these areas, there has been some kind of mining and stuff going on in them as well. I'm assuming gold. The next quake was a 1.6. This one was halfway between Taraka and Upatiki. The next quake was a 2.0 at 43 kilometers in depth. It was off of the end of North Island. And if we see over here, we have White Island volcano. The next quake was a 1.8. You can see we have a water area that runs around through here. I have no idea what that is. It's just a mountain. Looks like a hole. It's just the way the lighting is. Kekura Ranges. The next earthquake was a 4.7 EMSC marked. Off land. This one actually happened earlier. It was 9 hours ago from my time. I had found it and had marked it. The next one was a 2.1. This is following along this line area. The next one was a 2.2. And it should have a yellow flag. Next one was a 2.4 at 100 kilometers in depth. This one was towards White Island. Right here. The next quake was a 1.4. Next quake was a 2.2. Then we had a 2.1, and that was followed by a 2.4 at 41 kilometers in depth. And I don't want to bore you guys. The next quake was a 2.0. It's like a mole. Next quake was a 2.4. You can see they're still following along the water areas. The next quake was a 2.1 at 79 kilometers in depth. So I actually went with the right one. It was a 2.4 at 79 kilometers, close to 3.0. No, I guess no, it wasn't. So let's look again. Everything comes from this way, so hang on. So I'm going to go with the 2.5 at 75. So these two will still cause something to happen, but I believe that we're looking at the 2.4 at 41 kilometers in depth, or the 2.5, but I'm going to go with the 2.5 at 75. Okay, so the next quake was a 3.4. This was over here off of Martin. The next quake was a 2.4 at 79 kilometers in depth, which is over here. Ooh, well, maybe I am correct. Okay, next quake was a 1.4. Which is over here near Tehape. The next quake was a 2.3. Also along the river area. The next quake was a 2.7. This is near Tiki. The next quake was a 2.5 at 75 kilometers in depth. See all this? I'll explain it in a minute. And there was a 1.8. Okay, when I look at the map, I look at it this way. This is west, this is east. What happens here pushes this way, so it affects this side. This follows down this way to where the break was. I don't believe that this side affects this side as much because of this deep break here. So I believe it comes around this way and it affects this area. So all the deeps that happen push this way, this way, this way, this way, and so forth. As they hit here, they cause it to cause pressure on this side, and this pressure comes down this way. If it doesn't come over on this side, it pushes down the outside over here on the outside of the red line, and then it affects this side. So anyway, that's just what I see happening. Anyway, much love, you guys. I hope you enjoy my update. What I see happening here, this may build up into around the 5.0. And we may be expecting another 5 in this area as well. Anyway, down in this area here, around a 3 to a 4.0. Anyway, thank you guys. Much love. Be prepared. Don't be scared. Have a plan. As always, check out Dutchsinse channel. He gives the most accurate forecasts. Thank you, and have a good day.